Good day everyone. So Kokomi's swimming passive does not work in Fontaine. It's supposed to decrease the swimming stamina consumption, and as you can see here in this side-by-side comparison, Kokomi receives no such benefit. So I took a similarly sized model here with Kazuha, and then I just basically swam here with Kokomi and Kazuha, and you'll find that in both cases to deplete your stamina bar takes roughly about 24 seconds. So this shows you that the passive does not work, but of course let's be a bit more precise about it so you can see exactly what I did and how I went about testing this. And obviously later in the video I'll show you exactly how this test compares when we go to leeway and when we just have normal swimming, where Kokomi's passive does then indeed work. Right, so right off the bat, what you want to do is pick an anchor. So there is the landmark, the boat, and the moment we start tapping and holding the swimming or button, you'll see that the stamina bar starts to decrease, and obviously this is just going to go on. So that is how I did this test. I chose an anchor point, we started off, and then I let the timer start immediately when pressing the button. And that is basically how the test is conducted. It shows you that swimming a fixed length without any interruptions and so on, how Kokomi's stamina consumption will look like compared to Kazuha. Now, from my perspective, I wish that this would have been consistent, or at least have been pointed out in the wording with Kokomi's passive. I do believe that the devs should in fact change Kokomi to ensure that her passive also works here in Fontaine. Otherwise you run into this ridiculous situation where in one of the nearby lakes here in Fontaine, you know, the one with like the boiling water and stuff, you suddenly have that Kokomi's passive works because you're using normal or yellow stamina, and then suddenly when you just hop across into the lake, well, with the blue stamina now it doesn't work. It's very confusing. I would just honestly make it consistent, do a bug fix, and allow Kokomi to get the stamina reduction here in Fontaine as well. It is a stamina bar. It is consistent with the wording in the game. This is swimming stamina bar consumption, so I do believe that Kokomi should benefit as well. In any case, as you can see here in the background, it also takes about 24 seconds here with Kazuha, and I do believe that these results aren't really biased in any way. It does show you very consistently. You can even see there on the map that we do get the same results. In any case, let us go now to leeway, and I'll show you right away as well with the same method how Kokomi actually gains like 28 seconds of swimming as opposed to a 24. So what we're going to do is the exact same thing. We're going to choose an anchor point or a landmark. We're going to get into the ocean here, and then obviously because we're not in Fontaine, the moment the stamina bar runs out, Kokomi will obviously drown, and then we'll just be teleported back. So we can now start the timer right here, and you'll see Kokomi swimming. She'll obviously cover more distance and it will take longer, as you'll notice here on the clock. And I'm also going to put a little pin here on the map to show you exactly where Kokomi ended up, and then we'll obviously then do the comparison with Kazuha. Whilst we are waiting for this to play out in the background, I must say I think I would have really liked the devs to have included something special for Kokomi, in particular in Fontaine, let's say unique diving animation, or at least something extra, because she's such a characteristic character. She is so typical of like embodying the water and having the sea motif and theme, and I felt like they didn't really do the character justice by giving her nothing for Fontaine. I know Fontaine characters are supposed to be special and you're supposed to have like a special reason to get them. They can dive out of the water, they've got cool graphics and all these sorts of things, but from my perspective they could have made an exception for Kokomi, or at the very least just changed one of her passive talents and so on. I think one of the ways in which I would have done it is to give Kokomi a unique diving out of water animation that's exclusive to her and to no other character, and in that way that would obviously then save the devs the work of then having to implement this for all of the other characters. But in any case, those are just some of my thoughts, and whilst this test is playing out, you can see here in almost the exact same time as we had in Fontaine, here is Kazuha drowning. I'm going to put the pin right where he is, and as you can see visually on the map, there is a difference. We swam further with Kokomi and it also took longer. So yes, her passive works outside, and I think you can see here these are just obviously some approximate findings, but it's very obvious that Kokomi should have been able to get the stamina reduction. I don't know why it's not stated like that. I don't know why the devs or why there was like an oversight with this, but to me it was very obvious that this is a kind of a bug. But in any case, those are the results. Let me know what you guys think down below, and thanks for watching.